Live from the Export Beer Garden studio and brought to you, as always, by Export Ultra, the beer for stopping the steal. This is the Agenda podcast for Thursday, the 7th of November.
The Agenda Podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
And a big congratulations to you, G Lane, your mate, Trump.
Oh, Trumpy's in. Hey, he's not my mate. He's not my mate. Yeah, he might be your mate. The only reason he's our mate, really, is because he basically wasn't involved in the deal with Biden and Peter V'landys and the Papua New Guinea and extra team at NRL.
Yes, that's right. So we have taken a firm pro-Trump stance on this podcast and at the ACC because when they were tossing up between a team in Papua New Guinea or a new team in New Zealand, this is in the NRL, as part of a bargaining chip to keep the Chinese out of Papua New Guinea, they offered Papua New Guinea a NRL team.
Yeah, and
Biden brokered that.
And I think Sleepy Joe tipped in $250 million US.
Yeah, that's right.
To sweeten the deal.
So we're like, well, look, if Biden's going to take our bloody rugby league team off us, then we're pro-Trump.
That's about the extent of it.
Yeah.
He may do something even worse though, Trump.
Oh God, who knows?
Who knows what he's going to do in Papua New Guinea?
World War III.
It's amusing. We don't talk politics on this thing, but it's going to make the next 4 years pretty fucking hilarious because he says the stupidest shit, which is I find so funny. His acceptance speech last night, I lolled multiple times as he was like, so great. So great. And everything was so amazing.
I love that it was like, this will be remembered as the greatest political victory in the US history. I was like, what about when you guys binned slavery? Would that'd be up there, wouldn't it?
Also, I liked it how he was on some sort of like boys trip as well. He was just calling out like Dana White and calling out Bryson DeChambeau and Elon Musk. All his bros were there. He's like, Elon, he built a rocket. Chinese guy built a rocket.
Yeah.
I was like, and then he's like, where's Bryson? He's hitting balls. He can out-drive me. I was like, oh my God, he's just got all the boys there on a piss-up.
Yeah, just boys trip.
Yeah, a massive boys trip.
What are you guys up to around November 7th? You want to come on a boys trip?
Yeah.
I've got a little bit of work to do, but we'll basically just hit the piss. Then you get there and you're like, oh, you're running for the United States of
America. That's great. I love it. It's going to be fun.
Also, for all the people that, there's a lot of like, woe is me, people moping about today. Oh, how did this happen? So first of all, we don't live in the States. Don't worry about it. Second of all, Xi Jinping in China votes himself back in every 3 years.
Yeah.
And nobody complains about that.
Vladimir Putin has made himself president for eternity.
Yeah, people start falling out of windows around Vladimir Putin.
A lot of heart attacks. He's a poison guy, though, isn't he?
He's a big poison guy. Yeah. He's a big falling out of windows guy as well. Yeah. If you try and march on the Kremlin like Prigozhin did, he's a big your plane goes missing guy.
Yeah. In prison, died of natural causes guy as well.
Yeah.
Navalny.
He's big on natural causes.
Yeah.
He's a naturopath.
Yeah.
He always has been. So, I don't know. Fucking get a grip.
Also, they voted him in. Like Americans voted him in.
That's the other part of it.
That's democracy manifest.
Someone was
saying... Succulent Chinese meal.
Someone was saying, oh, it's so unfair. I was like, I don't know. Isn't it like literally the fairest thing you can do? Everyone votes.
Anyway.
They picked him. Who cares?
Kick that to the
Who
kid.
gives a shit? Here's how it relates to sports. Rory McIlroy has come out and said that between him, Trump, and Elon Musk, they can potentially bring LIV and PGA back together.
I thought they were. Can someone explain to me? I thought they were. Didn't LIV buy into the PGA?
Yeah, and they set up a company that owns both, but they're still split. But I think it basically means that the LIV guys can play in the majors.
Right.
But anyway, Trump announced earlier this week, it would take me the better part of 15 minutes to solve the apparent stalemate between the PGA Tour and the Saudi Public Investment Fund.
Hey, I got some inside oil on cricket and the Saudis.
Oh.
So what's not actually inside oil, but it's the IPL auction.
Mm. That was recently, wasn't it?
No, it's in a couple of weeks, and it's in Jeddah.
Oh.
In Saudi
Arabia.
Which seems odd because it's the Indian Premier League.
That's right.
And they're doing the auction in Saudi. Now, there are rumour mills going about around Saudi's potential involvement, i.e. LIV style, into cricket.
Mm.
And we know who runs world cricket, and that is India, BCCI.
Yeah.
And they have the biggest professional competition in the world.
Yes, they do.
So that's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds over there. Why else would you be doing the auction in Saudi? Saudis are not big white ball fans.
No.
They don't play a lot of cricket, but they have a shitload of cash.
An absolute dust bowl over there, I'll tell you that.
Shit'll turn square. So that's interesting that it's happening there. And, and there is rumours about that they are potentially looking at a live-style takeover of short-form cricket.
Well, they should start it here in New Zealand.
Yeah, and the person who told me that, I said, look, I'm totally up to be the first sports washing commentators.
Yes. We'll move the whole shit.
Absolutely.
to Riyadh.
We've got people in front of us. I mean, Simon Dill's been doing it for years. He's been
in the pocket for a
He's been
while.
feathering in the pocket of Big India, Big Cricket India for a while. So, yeah. And it's funny listening to Dooley. And Smithy, not so much, because I think Smithy come back and he goes over to Channel 9 and whatnot. But you can tell that people like Smithy and Danny Morrison, no matter how shit India are doing or any terrible decisions they make, they will never say anything.
They know where their naan is buttered.
They can't say Rishabh Pant is
Fat.
he's a little fatty who is just slogging at everything. They don't say that.
Yeah.
They just go, he's taking an aggressive approach here, Rishabh Pant, and hasn't paid off this time.
Yeah.
It's never paid off.
No.
It paid off once against Australia.
No, well, it's paid off for those commentators who get to come back and commentate again.
So we might be a bit in the queue, a bit further back in the queue for that.
Well, we sit in a different space, the entertainment space.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know how we'd go over there.
No.
You think we're getting cancelled here in New Zealand? Try.
I don't know.
Over there.
That's for some spaces would be more accepted.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Than here.
That's a good point. A bit more freedom there.
Yeah.
Got to give up bacon. The All Blacks team has been named to play Ireland.
Yes.
Only the two changes from the last team that played England. One of them is the Safo Aumua because Cody Taylor's out.
Yep.
Which I'm okay with. I mean, Cody's been excellent this year.
He has. He has almost been one of the best players.
It's almost a career year.
It's going to be a bigger loss than I think than we think.
Maybe. I like Safo Aumua in that last game. I thought he was great.
He's great running, but his line out throw is terrible. But his running, like, just don't kick it out.
Again, no, I've got the cure for it. Get the wingers to throw it in.
Yeah, but
Razzie's been doing this.
But then you got Mark Tully and Jabba the Butt.
I reckon Caleb Clark could throw a pretty good line out.
Yeah, true, but he's got to do all the calls and everything. It's a bit too late. I reckon.
Just have one line out. It's like if it goes out on the left wing, Caleb throws it in, and he throws it into the middle every single time. Do a bit of smoke and mirrors in the line out.
Yeah.
But just no call. He's throwing it to the middle. And then the other change is Damian McKenzie back in at 10 because Beauden Barrett got his dome rocked. Now, how did that discussion go for Razor? Because last week he had to bin him.
No, I think it's pretty easy, to be honest, because he binned him, but he was on the bench, and he's always your number 2 now. Bodie's number 1.
Yeah.
And before that, he was number 1, Bodie was number 2. You know, I think the discussion is pretty easy. I think as soon as he got his dome rocked, McKenzie knew he was in the starting 15.
Yeah.
You're not going to bring Peter Feta cheese straight off
I know, but
All Black 15 into there.
Last time he talked to him, he was like, yeah, we're gonna bench you. It reminds me of a time where I was working at a dairy farm and I got let go. Well, I knew that I was going to finish up at the end of the year, and he goes, hey, the farmer came in, he's such an awkward dude. He's just sort of milling about while I was milking, and then he comes over after about half an hour. He goes, hey, you all good to finish up next Friday? I was like, next Friday? Yeah, shit, yeah, okay. Then we get to next Friday, and he comes in awkward as fuck again. He goes, hey, I read the calendar wrong. Can you do like another month? I was like, what the fuck, man? And that's how I imagine Razor has approached this guy.
Yeah, Razor surely he's had awkward conversations in the past.
Shit, yeah.
I don't think they're awkward when it comes to professional sport. I don't know. I think a more awkward conversation was talking to Satutu about not making the All Blacks.
I feel like he just didn't talk to him.
Yeah, that's more awkward than, I say, a squad and you're benching players or putting them in the starting 15. Because I reckon naturally they would know.
They know the pecking order.
They would know that, because I think Damian McKenzie knows Bodie Barrett has got more experience, potentially a better chess match footy player than him. I think he kind of knows that.
Maybe. I would have thought this year is the year for Damien to go, right, I'm taking that number 1 mantle. I reckon
he had the chance.
Yeah.
He did have the chance, and I think he would probably admit that he hasn't played to his potential.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if it's as awkward as we think it is, given these guys and how they operate.
How about this one, though? Ethan de Groot, still not selected.
That's more interesting, because what did he do? Did he not tuck his shirt in? Did he not polish his shoes? Like some sort of team protocol?
Did he drink a Coke Zero out of the minibar fridge?
Yeah. Did he reverse mudslide the hotel toilet and not clean it?
Potentially. These are the issues.
Can you let us know? Because I want to know.
That's killing me.
Because But also saying that, Tamaiti Williams has been fucking outstanding.
He has been. Tyrell Lomax is excellent as well. We're not short on props. He probably would be the starting prop, though, you would think, all things told. I would just wonder, because remember a couple of years ago, he got dropped for fitness reasons and then was back in again 2 weeks later. It's like, what, did he go for a run and then he got fit? What happened? Is there something going on with Ethan de Groot?
Whitewash investigations.
Yeah.
It reeks of whitewash. They've come straight from the NRL and they've just honed over there.
What's going on with him? Is he up all night playing PlayStation? Is that
Just
what it is?
Give us something.
Give us a crumb.
Give us a crumb,
Yeah.
even if it's the most minuscule thing, like he didn't tie his laces. Or,
Because the NRL would literally post a photo or video of him doing whatever it was that he did.
Simulated sex with a cavoodle, or whatever.
That's right. And then the very next week he'd be playing.
Yeah, and the bag of cocaine.
That's right. Yeah. They'd be like, we don't know what the substance was. Could have been anything.
Yeah.
And we're not saying that's what Ethan de Groot did because we don't know what he did. But we want to know.
I want to know because I feel like it's something really shitty and petty. It's turning up late to a meeting or it's turning up late to a bus.
Yeah.
They're quite big on that when you're turning up. Because remember, Aaron Cruden got binned from the entire tour because he didn't turn up for the bus to the airport.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's kind of fair enough, I think.
Yeah, because he was on a mass tear.
Yes. Yeah. Which is why when this happens, you're like, that's the first thing you go to. You're like, de Groot on the piss.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was.
Nah.
Might have been.
Could have been. Who knows? But the TAB have got Ireland red hot favourites.
$1.47, I think, when I walked in here.
Red hot favourites, which surprises me because
same.
I think it's going to be a bit tighter than that. I don't think Ireland are that much better than the All Blacks. All Blacks playing
$2.60.
Yeah. Anyway,
that seems like money for jam.
Yeah.
Anywho,
I mean, look, I know it'll be super tight.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be more than the line they had at 48.5 points total points.
Yeah.
I reckon it's going to be more than that.
More.
I reckon there'll be more than that. I reckon All Blacks defence is not what it used to be.
No.
I think they're going to leak a few, but I think we're going to score a few.
Sam Penny-Finau will iron out one of their...
Yeah, but it always comes with a 50-50. He'll iron them out or get sent off.
He will.
So I quite like that.
He'll iron out one of their first fives or halfbacks.
And of course, they're rebuilding as well. No Sexpest. No Johnny Sexpest.
No Johnny Sexpest. I've heard a lot of people saying they're looking forward to watching Johnny Sexpest play against Rieko Ioane this week. I'm like, there's not.
It's good. Oh, and we've just confirmed we'll be commentating this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So those of you out there, we will be commentating this game. There's some tough negotiations have gone on, and we thought this game here, the Cranberry Zombie rematch, we've got to get on. So exclusive to iHeartradio, tune in on Saturday morning, 9:30. Zombie Bomb. So yeah, Saturday morning, 9:30. So only a 6-day turnaround for the ABs as well, which is tough.
Great time for us though to watch.
Oh, perfect time because that 4:00 one was never going to happen. But 9:30, chuck it on iHeartradio. Have a hone on it.
The ACC commentate sports again. Speaking of sports that we're going to commentate, tickets are on sale now for the Hot Springs Spas T20 Black Clash in association with Wolfbrook, which means tickets are on sale for the Ultra Party Zone as well. The Party Zone tickets include ACC Sports Ears, so you can listen to the commentary, an export party shirt, steady the ship hat, snack a chicken chips, and a dedicated bar, your own bar, so you don't have to go out there with the plebs. So you can stay hydrated with Export Ultra all evening. You can get your Ultra Party Zone tickets now at blackclash.co.nz. Limited tickets available, but you can head over to the ACC socials, let us know who you'd bring with you to Black Clash 25 to be in to win a double pass as well.
You get a free beer with that as well. So about $100 worth of kit you get with that ticket.
Yeah.
So
also, if you're going to go, you don't want to be sitting on the opposite side of the field from that.
No, and you don't want to sit in the family zone.
No.
This is a place that goes off like a frog in a sock. At the one in Tauranga was hectic. It was hectic. And I remember getting everyone chanting, you know the rules to me, and so of course I had to buff a drink responsibly. But then I looked up as because as you're necking it, I looked up and it was the police box just above us, and all of them were looking down at me, and I was like, roll. Yeah. And they came down and says, don't do that again.
You're inciting a riot.
They said, don't do that again, dickhead. And I was like, yeah, okay.
Fair enough.
No worries.
That's good policing.
Yeah.
That is great policing. Yeah. Because you don't want to end up in the state that our next guest ended up in.
Oh, yes.
Yesterday we brought you the story of a man who turned a victory into a loss at the Melbourne Cup on Tuesday. Today we can reveal the identity of that person, and he joins us after the break. We beeped out the name for his privacy yesterday. pending a resolution to the story. The story has resolved itself, and so we can now unmask the man we were talking about, and he joins us now on the podcast, the notorious Pantsman, Joel Harrison.
The man behind Joel's Juice.
Yes.
The tips that flow through, the boys get paid. Now, Tuesday, big day for you, Pantsman. What happened?
Yeah, it was a big day. It's funny that you say turning a victory into a loss because there wasn't many winners in the first place, so it's kind of more of a loss into a loss.
Yeah.
But well, obviously we were down at the full-time sports bar, having a few beers, watching the Melbourne Cup, and then you guys left.
I left my sunglasses there, but you kindly offered to pick them up for me, and you then took a photo of you wearing them, doing the fingers to the camera.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I kissed my sunglasses goodbye.
Yeah.
And turns out, justifiably so.
Yes. Well, actually, I actually haven't checked the pocket. I think they're in there. I'll go after this podcast recording. I'll go check them out. But I'm pretty sure that those sunglasses should be in there. It was about 8:30. We sort of had a couple drinks at full time. Then thought, why not go to long room? That was probably the first mistake.
Well,
Tuesday.
the wrong room on a Tuesday is a wrong choice.
It's not good Saturday at like midnight, so it wouldn't be good on Tuesday. No. So yeah, we went there and then kind of just sort of.
That's when things blacked out.
Yeah, and then I woke up at 6 a.m. In my lovely partner's bed, and I was like, oh shit, how did this
How did this happen?
Yeah, how did this come about? And then I was like, oh cool, sweet, I'll go get ready for work. And I was like, oh, so damn, okay, I had my bag yesterday, and now it's not here.
So what was in your bag?
There was a laptop, which is quite a high functional
work laptop,
Apple Mac.
Apple Mac Pro. Okay, so this is a couple of grand's worth of kit.
It was more. A bag. There was a
$5,000
cologne in there. There was.
I don't want to get the cologne.
I don't care.
My sunglasses.
Your sunglasses. Girlfriend's headphones, which I was borrowing, so don't have my other ones as well. So it was. There was a couple. There's from the hours of about 6 a.m. till about 9:30. There was the panic stations were on.
Yeah.
The hangover hadn't actually kicked in yet because it was kind of like, I don't know if you've ever had this before. The panic has taken over.
Yeah.
And
then sick feeling in your stomach.
Really sick. And I was like, oh, okay. There's about 6 options. Could be either the full time, could be the Uber from full time to long room, could be anywhere after that.
Yeah.
And then so that happened. Then luckily Grace wasn't working yesterday, so she drove me, very nice, drove me to long room. I went in there, tail between my legs stuff, 7 a.m. because they're a cafe in the morning as well.
Oh.
So I went in there, and just before I went in there, my mate had informed me that the reason I left was because I had been asked to leave as well because they were clearing a few people out.
Yep,
so,
fair enough.
Yeah, they were like, oh yeah, that's why I left before Holmes. And I went into the long room. Hey,
so about last night.
I was here last night. She's like, oh yeah, sweet. I imagine it's quite a big one. Obviously a different staff in the morning. I was like, yeah. So she's like,
Thank
okay.
God.
I was like, oh sweet. Yeah, I just had a couple here last night and left a bag. So hey, nothing's been handed in. Sweet as. Must be in the Uber from full time to long room. Called this Uber guy like 30 times, no pickup. I was like, oh gosh. And we actually maxed out the amount of times you could call on the Uber app. and then I was just, okay, maybe full time. People at full time were like, oh, we can check the cameras at midday. I was like, oh. And then thankfully I called long room. I was like, oh, hey, I know the exact times of when I left and when I arrived. Could you please see? And she's like on the phone with me. Okay, yep, 8:44 p.m. Yet sweet as. Okay, you've walked in with the bag. I was like, okay.
Good. Okay, that's a good sign. Not in the Uber.
This is a good sign. She's like, okay, all right, 10:20 you've left with no bag. And I was like, oh.
I love how this is all captured on CCTV.
Oh, okay. Well, it's actually the beauty of or I guess I don't want to see that footage ever. But so then I left, and then so no bag. I was like, okay, and then she's like, oh, okay. Actually, I see a guy at about 10:45. He's leaving with your bag. I sent you a photo. Funnily enough, that is my friend Brad. Would you call him Brad? He is the guy that left. He was the guy that was helping me trying to find it, freaking out in the morning. And then, so I looked
So
for
he's part of his own search party.
So he's part of his own search party. And then I sent him that. He was in a meeting for about half an hour. Then I sent him that photo. He's like, oh, shit. And I was like, well, okay, sweet. So you must have it. He's like, oh, nah. I'm pretty sure I don't because he had to go to work at 6 a.m. in the morning.
So now he's lost it.
So now he's lost it. He's freaking out as well. So then he's like, okay, well, I'm pretty sure I went to Grand Central till about 12:30, and then he walked home. And I was like, oh. So then he works upstairs with a guy from work here. He lives, upstairs with a guy from work here. So that guy took me to his house yesterday. I went and looked around the room. It wasn't there. So I was like, all right, it's either somewhere along Ponsonby Road or it's in Grand Central. Grand Central doesn't open until 6 p.m.
Oh,
so
what a wait.
I had to spend the whole day,
sweating bullets.
And also I messaged a couple people who we were with, and there was a guy who I sort of know, and he was like, hey, mate, I was like, hey, a few beers last night, obviously. Did you remember seeing me with a bag? And he's like, mate, funny story, I've actually lost my bag as well. Apparently it's at Grand Central, it doesn't open till 6. and then, so we're hanging around, and then, like my friend went to the Grand Central because he lives close to it, and then I just get a video call at like 6 o'clock. He's like, mate. And then the guy was like, oh, hey, there's like five people left their bags here. Can you confirm which one it was? So then I went and I was like, yeah, laptop password and everything. And then, he passed it over to Finn at a AFL training last night. And then Finn from the Hodaki Breakfast Show came out and delivered it to me this morning. So it's 24 hours separation, but we got it. It's all good.
Secured the bag.
Secured the bag.
I love it how the fact there was 5 bags in Grand Central. Now, those who don't know Grand Central, it's pretty much the rock bottom of Ponsonby Road, of Auckland, actually.
Yeah.
Pretty much the only bar open is Grand Central, and it is a mixture of the unwashed, pretty much, of Auckland, and that's where your bag ended up.
Yeah, and it's all good. I've now got that's very good, but there's a couple missing traces still. $33 spent at Better Burger at 10:30, and then also $11 at Domino's Mount Eden. Half an hour later.
Okay, so you weren't satisfied with your burger.
What costs $33 from Better Burger as well?
You've got a couple of burgers there, haven't you?
It's like a 2-burger, one sides.
I reckon you may have bought someone a burger.
Yeah,
I reckon you're in there. Yeah, what a burger, mate.
I reckon you ordered a burger, forgot about it, walked out, and were like, fuck, I'm hungry. I'll get some Domino's.
Well, yeah. You didn't even eat the burger.
It's all, it's you know what? I can look back and just say, $33, I'm happy that I didn't.
If that's
didn't have to tell someone I lost a work laptop.
So, I did actually. I'm going to call you out on one thing. We do have a tipping group. It's called the Good Oil, and there's a senior manager on that Good Oil, and there was a bit of stick going around about Joel's day, and he goes, "I need to hear more of this." And he's overseas at the moment on holiday, and I just replied, "Just a bit of Melbourne Cup Day shenanigans." Lost laptops, blah, blah, blah. And Joel comes straight in with, lost my bag with a laptop in it, my own personal one. Like, put that in there. And I was like, fucking bullshit. Bullshit. It was your $5,000 work MacBook Pro, you piece of shit.
I've owned it for a few years now. It's pretty much a personal laptop.
I love how you threw that in there. I was like, I see what you're doing there, Pantsman.
He didn't need to. He didn't need that stress while he's on holiday. It was all good.
I was in at the Matt and Jerry show yesterday. Oh, not Matt, but me and Jerry. Yesterday morning when Joel showed up for work, and I knew something was up straight away. And it's the age-old tell of anyone that works in radio or some sort of media or marketing job. He showed up. Do you want to guess what shirt he was wearing?
The same one he went out in?
No.
Oh, a promo shirt.
A promo shirt. Joel showed up in a promo shirt. He had disheveled, lost his hat. I was like, I know exactly what's happened.
I was wearing everything else the same, but I managed. Luckily, I had a spare promo shirt on hand. And,
there's plenty. There's always plenty in the ACC studio, mate. You help yourself.
That's always good to know.
But I was actually, because I knew something was up when I went, "Hey, where are my sunglasses?" And you went, "I need to tell you something." And you pulled me into the corner of the room, and I was like, "Okay, it's bigger than my sunglasses."
Yeah, I also woke up with a pair of Oakley sunglasses in my pocket as well, which are apparently brand new. I sent it to this group chat, and apparently some dude bought them yesterday, and this guy who I know, and somehow I've ended up with his sunglasses.
Well, he'll be pleased.
So he'll be pleased. And now I've about to head to the Dunedin Beer Fest for 3 days, so it should be good fun.
Don't take anything valuable with you. Don't take anything valuable. All right, thank you very much for coming and taking the mask off and telling us your side of the story, Joel.
Thanks for having me.
We'll come right back with yours, please.
Yours, please. Brought to you by Leader, home of the lasagna topper.
We have 4 pieces of feedback to get to today on Yours, Please, and the first one sounds something like this. Yours, please.
Yeah, g'day, Manaia. I just want to follow up on the last 2 that I sent. Yeah, they're pretty strange, but desperate times call for desperate measures. What stolen goods would you take to bring Yours, Please back? So you put a list together and tell me, mate, and I'll get them there. So, yeah, desperate times, desperate measures, stolen goods, all yours. Yes, please. Yours, please. Thank you.
Thank you. My Christmas wish list involves a new driver.
Oh, yep.
Yep, I don't like my driver. And I reckon that's the problem with my golf game. If I had a new one, it'd be fine.
I think it goes deeper than that.
I've also lost my glasses, so I need a new pair of glasses. So,
Okay.
driver and some glasses. Yeah.
Whenever someone says stolen goods, I immediately think DVD players, microwaves, and slow cookers. Like,
DVD players.
you know what I mean? Like the kind of stuff that you just rip out of the wall and run away with.
Yeah.
That's what I always associate stolen goods. I don't know why.
Can you still buy a DVD player? Could you
I
even
don't
buy?
think so. I
If I
don't
wanted to
think so.
trade me, would I be able to find a DVD player?
Yeah, you could. I think you can just put them in your Xbox and your PlayStation these
I
days.
suppose. I'm not going to do it,
And TVs. But TVs these days are so cheap that it's almost not worth it.
I know, same with car stereos.
Yeah, and the TVs also now are so big, very hard to shift.
Hard to boost the TV.
Yeah.
They're all mounted to the wall too.
Yeah,
so
true, yeah.
Getting tangled up in cords and
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, no. Yeah, driver and a pair of sunglasses, I reckon, to do it. But I mean, we've already brought yours please back anyway, so
Yeah, so you don't need to receive those stolen
no
items.
one's going to buy the cow if you give them away the milk.
Just a caveat, we don't accept stolen items here.
I do.
I do?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will.
Is that why those bags,
me
those
personally.
couriers keep turning up? I thought it was
Yeah.
just a kind of online purchases.
Well, they are. I did buy them online. Now, are they hot? I don't know. That's for the judge to decide. Another caller here. Yours, please.
Yeah, g'day fellas. I know I'm a day behind, but yeah, my best fireworks story is we were having a 10-shot war, and I thought, fuck, this is pretty dangerous. I'll put some sunglasses on to keep me safe.
Great idea.
But the ball of burning fucking
God.
phosphorus caught between my sunglasses and my eye,
Oh!
and then singed my eyebrow off and scarred my face. And then I had my brother's wedding the next day, I think it was. Yeah, it was a good one.
Oh, Jesus.
Good wedding.
Yeah, that's why when you see proper safety goggles, they're sealed all the way around. You know, like where you wear in chemistry labs.
Yeah,
There's a reason for that,
There's
and
the
there's a reason why a lot of them are like
Speed dealers.
speed dealers. They go around the sides, so nothing can sneak in there. But a burning hot ball of phosphorus on your eyelid.
No.
He's lucky he didn't lose his eye completely.
100%. We had a shootout allegedly on the main street of Middlemarch at a stag do
Oh yeah.
with 10 shots. Some of the most fun I've ever had.
I also, when skyrockets are a big thing, we used to get in vacuum cleaner. You can take the handle off the vacuum cleaner, and you've just got a plastic pipe.
Ah, yeah.
And then you have one mate who loads the skyrocket in the back, and the other person's like a bazooka, and you fire it off. But it was way back in the day, and I hope some people can remember when we had the skyrockets that just had the pohar on the end. So they'd only go about 10 meters and just explode like a double happy.
Right.
And you used to get them in big packs, and so you could just fuck them off like. And we used to just
Like a 6-shooter.
and we used to throw them up in the air and cartwheel them, and then it just shoot off anywhere. But it wasn't a huge explosion. It was just like a little kind of firecracker.
Yeah.
They were perfect
Oh,
for
mate.
rocket launcher fireworks.
I think 10 shots the most versatile.
Yeah, that's true.
Firework. We used to do 10-shot jousting. You
Oh,
drive at each other in your cars.
Oh,
and yeah, that was quite fun. Of course, all allegedly, none of it actually happened. For all the police that are definitely investigating this podcast and our use of fireworks. Another caller here, yours please.
Yeah, g'day boys. Firstly, on the Animates ad, it's fucking forgery. You can't pick up your dog or your cat's paw and then just slam it on the piece of paper like nothing's happened, like you haven't forced it. It's like getting your fucking nana to sign the will and making sure that all the money goes into your account. It's fucking forgery. Second, fuck you. Stop planning the holidays. For those that work in the marine industry, it's a fucking arse of a trade because all you fuckers break it and expect to be fixed by the same day. But on that,
So, like, what was the holiday chat? Where was planning holidays?
We were talking about when do you chuck it in neutral and
Oh,
that we
yeah.
finish work about the 18th. To be fair, though, we're back on like the 29th.
We're working all the way through because we've got cricket commentary as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
So
yeah.
there's the Sri Lankan series all the way through. So
Yes.
we're just talking about chucking it in neutral mentally.
Yeah.
We'll still be at
Well,
work
and physically.
and physically. We're just talking about when you chuck it in neutral and just kick all your work to the next year.
Yeah.
I understand the beef with the marine industry, man, because
Yeah.
they're like, can you fix my boat
Today.
before December because I want to take it out.
Yes.
I don't want any parts there. And then there's he's got a deadline. There is a lot of trades out there, a lot of people out there who work a lot harder than us. A lot harder.
Not many.
There are. And
Probably
have deadlines.
shearers and that'll be it.
And have deadlines.
Yeah.
And have responsibilities. So shout out to you. I actually need my little 6 horsepower Yamaha service by the end of next week. So
Yeah.
take it up north. So
Make it snappy
you
and
could make
cheap.
that snappy. Yeah, I'm not willing to pay
No.
anything. Give some Export Ultra.
Yeah.
A couple of 60s of
Oh,
that.
there's like 4 behind you there.
Yeah.
4 cans.
Okay.
Reach out. Anyone who can fix G Lane's dinghy. Last caller here, yours please.
So the problem with your draft, the NRL draft, is you start getting teams trying to throw games, be the wooden spoon. And the problem for the Warriors is we've never been the wooden spooners, and don't want to start trying to do that now just to get draft positions. But the good thing about the draft, then you start talking about your trades, your trade deadlines, draft picks, all of that hooroo. And fuck you.
See, he brings up, he kind of went round in circles a little bit, bagged it, and then came round to it.
Yeah.
But
tanking.
He's right. Tanking is an issue.
Yeah.
Because a lot of American teams will tank to get the first pick in the draft.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll happen in NRL. I think the fans are a bit too rabid, and it's kind of quite hard to tank those games. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
you can.
How they do it though, how they do it in the NBA is they'll have a player who's a good scorer, but he's a massive fucking ball hog, and they'll play him for the whole game. And so outwardly to the casual fan, it looks like they're trying to compete.
Yeah.
But the coaches and the higher-ups know that that's not how you win basketball games.
Yeah.
So it looks like, fuck, check this dude out. Cam Thomas on the Brooklyn Nets, clearest example of this.
Yeah.
LaMelo Ball for the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, he's single-handedly trying to hold this team up.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly it. You play players
play
that aren't
ball hogs.
You play ball hogs. That's exactly it. I think that one single player can't have as big an impact on an NRL team.
Yeah.
So tanking, the incentive to tank isn't as high.
And I don't think the players, there's no incentive for I don't know.
No, the players don't tank.
Yeah.
Players don't tank, coaches don't tank, but the higher-ups will put their roster in such a position where everyone's washed up except for one dude who wants to shoot 500 shots a game.
The other point he raises, I quite like, in the fact that it stays in the conversation outside of the season when he's talking about, talking about trades and everything. So once the season's over, the conversation still carries on around who's going to trade who's going to pick up who. So
who's off contract.
Yeah, so it's only in the conversation in between seasons, which I think is the real winner if the NRL did that, because
it's so confusing at the moment.
Yeah, and also rugby just clocks off for a while.
Yeah.
Whereas if NRL get into this draft thing, everyone's going to be talking about the draft and who's number one pick and who's going to pick what, and is anyone trading people for
trading picks?
Yeah.
So now you have to have a trade deadline because you need to have all your picks squared away before the draft and blah, blah, blah.
And I think it'll be good for New Zealand because Australia can lead the way on it and slowly educate Kiwi sports fans on what it is.
Yeah.
And then we'll probably adopt it. But I don't,
We've already got a draft in New Zealand. The NBL has... Sorry, not a draft. They do trades.
Yeah.
In our local NBL, they had one trade in their first season when they tried it. It's just a bit harder because you're paying these guys bugger all.
Yeah.
So like if you're playing in Nelson and you get paid however much you get paid, and you get traded to Auckland, and all of a sudden your rent triples, like that's the hard part.
Yeah.
It's easy enough when it's the NBA and it's $40 billion you're getting paid. But yeah, I think we're all in agreement. And to be honest, if everyone agrees with it, like our man Volandis will make it happen.
Oh shit, yeah! If there's one man to do it, it'll be Peter Volandis.
Yeah, him or Trump. So
I'm surprised Volandis wasn't on stage.
Hey mate, dear friend Peter Volandis, you know what he's doing down there for rugby? It's amazing. I said, wow, look at what they're doing.
I guess
it's getting better, my Trump.
It is getting better. Yeah.
I've got 4 years to work on it. All right, I'm going to go and practice it a little bit more. Something a bit different today. We're going to do the sports book straight after this.
Yes.
So later on this afternoon, we're just shifting it forward because some of the sports that we talk about actually end up happening on a Friday.
Yeah.
So it makes a bit more sense to do it on Thursday. It's actually an idea that we thought of during the NRL season when they have the Thursday night game. And classic ACC fashion, we've waited for the NRL to finish, and then we'll make the change. So, yeah, we're going to do that now, and that'll be on this feed later on. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow for a Friday edition of the Daily Agenda podcast.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartradio or wherever you get your podcasts.